Welcome to Comics on a Pyre, a channel to have a meaningful conversation over movies, life, books, and shows, and maybe just a spot to spend time BSing over comics. If you like your entertainment with a bit of substance, then you, my vagabond friend, have come to the right tavern. Tether your horse by the post and come right on in and warm yourself by the fire. Tap that subscribe button, and for the next few minutes, my fellow George Carlin reprobate, lend me your ear. When me and my wife were watching the television show Insecure, a strange, I would not say argument, but heated debate erupted between us. The show brought to the surface a curious double standard in women that I was totally unaware of. Since our discussion, I have asked a multiple of women the same question about the show as I did my wife, and I was surprised that their answers, despite a small few outliers, were all basically the same. But before I get into the question about the woman's double standard, let me give you a little background story about what the show is about. The show Insecure is a smart and funny sitcom about mainly two young black women who live in Los Angeles, California in present times. The main star is Issa Rae, who plays Issa D, and her best friend, Molly Carter, who is played by Yvonne Orji. For the most part, the show is about their place in society, how they feel, and make their way in life. The script is funny, but it does have its moments when it questions the normalities of our society. This video addresses one of them. In the show, Issa's best friend Molly is a woman who, let's say, is free with her sexuality. I, for one, as a man, do not have a problem with this. I look at women like these as humanitarians, to be honest. They are doing men a service in our society as far as I'm concerned, and I don't know why they get such horrible names. I just personally would never marry a woman like this. You know, some women are to wed and some women are to bed, and Molly is clearly, to me, the later one of these. But as always, I digress. In the show, after every one of Molly's sexual escapades, every man ghosts her. They do not see her again or return her calls. They clearly use her for one thing. In each episode, Molly vents to Issa about her frustrations with men, but never realizing that she may be the one that has the problem. Finally, the show progresses and Molly meets a man that will accept her for all her flaws and her checkered past. On one episode, her and this very understanding man by the name of Jared, who is played by Langston Kerman, are having dinner. Molly tells him in a boasting manner of her homosexual experience with a woman, having sex with her college professor, and her quote-unquote wild days. Jared takes all this information in stride. In fact, he seems to be entertained by it. The dinner is so relaxed that Jared shares a bit of his own history. It seems that when he was younger, he too experimented and had a homosexual tryst. Molly seems jarred by the statement and probes further, but does not voice her disgust over his actions. In the next scene, she discusses with her girlfriends her newfound information about Jared. She states how his past sexual history is not acceptable and how she doesn't look at him as a man anymore. Now, this is where I was like, hold up, wait a minute, let me put some pimping in it. As a man, I personally would never look at Molly as a wife. She is too quick to give it up and speaks too freely and proudly about her many sexual escapades. If this is who she wants to be, then by all means, more power to her. I fully support her, but recognize this woman with her long past finally finds a man that would accept her, and she spits on him, has the nerve to judge him, deems him less of a man, and then ghosts him. Man, this is the perfect example of the pot calling the kettle black. I asked my wife about this, and she too said that she would have a problem with a man who had a homosexual experience. As I asked more and more women, I was surprised by their likewise response. Since I have seen many women get upset with men for being judged by their past, the whole thing seemed very hypocritical. Now, let me state for the record, because I already see the posts in the comment sections below coming. I, myself, am not gay, nor have I ever been curious about homosexuality. But it just seems to me if a woman doesn't want to be judged by her past, she would not be so ready to cast the first stone at her partner. Well, there you go. Hopefully, I've given you something to think about. Watch this video with your significant other and write in the comments below just what you think about it. Check out my YouTube channel, Comics on the Pyre, for other videos like this one. Tap on that bell icon before you go. And oh yes, as always, until next time, keep reading, my friends.